and welcome to Thelma's podcast. I hope you started your week with a bang. Right, so today my guest is a brand new author. His name is Osborne, and he has written his first book entitled A White Knight Saga. Yeah, so please check it out. All right, so let me see if I can invite him. Okay, nice one. I can't wait to know more about his book, about his inspiration. Oh, okay.
Side.
Hello. Yes, I can see
Hello.
you. Hi there, Osborne. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yes,
How are you?
I'm fine. Thank you. Welcome to Thelma's podcast.
Feel welcome already.
Oh,
Thanks for inviting me.
it's a pleasure. I remember when you have written, I think it was on Black-owned economy, I think. You have written that you have written a brand new book. And me, I'm a bookworm. And I'm like, oh, I need to check this out. So tell me, how did you begin your journey as a writer or author?
Journey as an author, it was a long time coming. It was a long time ago. It started off around the 2013, 2014 when I came up with the idea. A much larger idea than this, but I'll get onto that a little bit later on. But it came up with the idea of Kendrick or White Knight Saga staying in the corner, all nice and all nice in the corner there. But when I came up with the idea, it was very simple. At first, I wanted to make a manga. As you can tell, I'm a big manga fan. But I didn't know, I didn't know how to draw. All I knew was how to write stories. And that's what I did on a constant basis, just write different stories for different things, like making games and everything. And of course, writing this book eventually. So it's 2014, that's where I started off. I wanted to write a book. Yes, I couldn't even fathom how to even do the book, but I knew that the idea had to go on pen and paper eventually. And eventually I did. I wrote on pen and paper a very rough, very horrible draft. And then I just kept drafting it up and up and up until, well, got it published.
Yes. So when did you get it published again? This year, right?
This year, yeah. 2 weeks ago now.
Two, oh,
Well, three
2 weeks.
weeks ago now. 3 weeks ago now.
Oh,
So
happy 3 weeks anniversary.
thank thank you.
Okay.
Someone's been a full month.
Oh, wow. Honestly. So when you were in school, did you always like English as a subject that inspired you to write today or something else?
No, yeah, so no, I loved English. At first, I didn't like it because I'm honestly one of the worst spellers you'd ever meet. So it never actually it wasn't that big to me until I met like this teacher who joined our school. I think it was like year 9,
Okay.
and she really liked like my poetry work and everything. And then she put me in like one of the contests. I think it was a year 9. My memory is very vague. It's like a long time ago. It's like 15 years ago. But yeah, they put me in a contest for one of my poetry works, and of course, I didn't win it, but it was like a school contest thing where we just went in a room, everyone told the poetry and stuff. Everyone loved it. She loved it. I started staying back after school to learn more English and everything, and I did like little short stories and everything, which was to do like superheroes and stuff like that. And in the end, well, I really liked writing from then on. So
Mm.
it just kind of developed from there. So
All right.
it's a
That's
shout out to my teacher. She actually really pretty much inspired me to continue writing. That's
well done. Shout out to teachers out there that inspire people like you to write. Fantastic. I like the fact that you said something very important, that you felt like you're not the best speller. So you were not, in yourself, you didn't feel like the best student, but somehow you had a passion for writing, creating. So sometimes what I'm trying to say is that you don't have to be the best in English to achieve something. You can be yourself, find your own ways. It's not about being the best, it's about what you're good at, what you're passionate about. That's why I'm doing this podcast. I love what you said. That I think that's going to help a lot of young people to feel like, look, he did it, I can do it too. That's fantastic. So can you tell us more about the book a little bit?
What about the book? What, like the stories or
The
how you got to the point?
the characters, the setting, what inspired you? to write that book?
Okay.
Or without telling us the story?
Without telling the spoilers,
No.
of course. Let me put into context. Well, obviously, I own the company Ascension, which is like a larger brand to everything.
Okay.
And since I make games on the side, or actually more of a main thing now, I wanted to make a game. Eventually, I want to make a game that is massive, that is incredibly huge. But obviously, I'm a storyteller, so I wanted to build something from the ground up, and I already had this story in my mind. So this book or this series, the 𝐬𝐥𝐤𝐥 series, is going to be about 5 books at maximum. And obviously, yeah, it's only story in my mind, so I want to just go as far as possible with it. And after the 5 books, I want to then turn into a massive MMO game at that point, which would be under Ascension. And beyond that, if they become popular and everything, then I don't know, the Disney, if you want to call,
Yes.
then we
Yes.
could probably pick something up. But that was a whole plan. I wanted to write the whole series and then turn it into a massive MMO game, and to end off on that. But in terms of the world of 𝐬𝐥𝐤𝐥, the world of 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐤 is just like it's a massive collection of stories with the overarching story on top, with multiple different characters going through different events in their life. And of course, you have the overarching story that's pretty much in the background in the first book, in this current book, because each book I wanted to be very focused on what it wants to tell there. For example, a White Knight Saga, I wanted to be focused on the White Knight Saga, and then the next one, next one, focus on that. While the overarching story in the background will be continuing on, dropping hints about the history of 𝐬𝐥𝐤𝐥, the future of 𝐬𝐥𝐤𝐥, the people there, the growth. I want the world to be as alive as possible, and obviously I got the inspiration for that of like One Piece's world building, how it's got like this gigantic overarching story on top, but in the background it's obviously this mini arc stories that continue on, and I wanted to do something similar to that with something that's in my
Good.
mind.
Fantastic. So you mentioned you also create games.
Yes, I do.
Can you tell me about that? When did you start creating games? That's fantastic.
Well, it all came down around the same time, really. Well, I've
Okay.
always wanted to create games, kind of, because I'm a gamer. I love gaming. I've always wanted to create games, but it all came down at the same time. I wanted to write this book. I forgot how I told. I think it was one of my younger school friends, Jamie. I told him on mic, I think it was on Skype at the time. I was like, I want to write a book and I want to make a game. Those are the 2 things I wanted to do, and since then, that's what I've been building up
That's
to.
fantastic. Well done. I like your creativity. You love gaming, you love to write, and you delivered us art. That's fantastic. So can you tell me, what do people think about your book? I'm sure people started to read it, and don't worry, I'm gonna buy my copy. What has been, the reception? Did they like it? What did they think about it? They were happy, enthusiastic. What has been the review like?
Main reviews have been like the cover is amazing.
Yeah,
Like that is the
I agree.
main thing everyone keeps searching and saying that the cover is amazing. And I'd absolutely love to take credit for all of that, but I couldn't have done it without one of my friends' father's help on that one. Insanely good at Photoshop, and generally I'll just be lost without his help in making that. So I appreciate that from him. In terms of the book, everyone who's read it, well, read the first few chapters and such, has come back saying that it's incredible so far. So we'll see how they feel at the end of it all. I haven't really had anyone come back to tell me how amazing I think it is at the moment. But from the first few chapters, they're liking it so far. So that was mostly surprising for me, because when Archie pointed out something like this, even though I put out multiple games, it feels a bit different putting out a book because I don't know, I feel more attached to it because of how long I was working on it. So to see that people are actually enjoying it as much as I enjoyed writing it's an incredible feeling. It truly is. And
Oh, wow.
I recommend anyone who wants to write something or do something to scale, just do it. Yeah, just do it. Just do it. You would think, honestly, I'm sorry, am I allowed to swear on here or is
Not
it
really. We
not
go.
really? Ah,
It's
okay, no
for
problem.
young people.
Of course, yes. Well, I would say if you want to do something like this, then just do it, because at the end of the day, if you're just gonna sleep on your dreams, they're just gonna end up on the pillow. I think that's how the quote goes.
You're so right. It's so hard. I mean, to start. Okay, tell me the starting process. Do you mind map your ideas, or you just pick up a pen and start writing the story? How does the process work? How did it work for you?
Well, the side process for me was, well, me personally, I started from the end. I know exactly how the whole series is going to end, like the final chapter, the final words, and everything that's going to happen. I just worked backwards from there. Obviously, not it's very loose all the way until the first book, but I knew what events needed to take place at certain times in order to get there. So starting from the end, I think is best. And if you start from the end, you go to the beginning, and then you don't make many mistakes. You don't start getting sidetracked on writing because you know exactly how your story is gonna go.
Oh wow, I love it. Started from the end. Interesting. I never heard this like this. Anyway, I wanted to say thank you for the advice. So do your parents, your family, friends, are they supportive in what you're doing?
Uh, yeah, my friends, Danny B, Twalab, like I said before, very supportive. Danny B's always been supportive. Like literally anything I do, and he just likes everything I do at this point, which hypes me up. My girlfriend's always supportive.
Oh,
My family, my sisters, everyone's had my back.
yeah,
Um, so I don't know. I think it's I'm blessed. What
yeah.
can I say? I'm blessed. So not many people get this much support. Of course, I didn't have support from the beginning because well, no one knew what I was doing. But the second something started to drop, then people just realize.
You know,
Yeah.
sometimes they say action speaks louder than words. I like the fact that you were doing your thing quietly, didn't tell anybody what you were doing, and then bam, this
Oh,
big, lovely book. Honestly, I have to
oh no, no, no. My
say,
book.
yeah, I love
Certain people, sorry, certain people knew. They knew
that's
I
okay.
was hyping this up from day one. I celebrated writing 50,000 words. I went out on the night out because I wrote 50,000 words. It was just a different feeling, and then it was just I kept getting hyped up from that idea, and I would say with my friends and everything hyping me up as well to make sure that I finish this. I
Good.
just beeline myself all the way to the end with it.
That's very good. I love the fact that you already know that you want a series. You already have that in your mind. This is just the beginning. There's more to come. And I like that you precisely said, oh, there's going to be 5 in a series. Don't you think there might be room for more than 5?
At the moment, I'd like to think a new stories will pop up into my head, which I can go throughout the whole book. But I really just want to focus on this 5 series, and that's because that's the idea I've already had.
Mm,
And that
yeah,
time diverge into a different. If I was to diverge into a different idea, I'll probably just turn it directly into a game.
yeah,
The
yeah.
writing a book from scratch because I wanted the full focus of the book to just be this one book series.
Yeah, but I've got to be honest, the cover for me, what attracted me was the title and the cover. It's like you want to have it. You want like, oh, I love it. I really love it. I have to say, the whole thing looks already nice, and from what you said, it makes me want to read it even more. So thank you for giving people bookworms like me, food for our brains. I love to read. I love in my podcast, I love having authors because all of your creativity, no one has the same path. You had ideas from your games, from what you like to do, some of the people from their own experience, and some people from stories they heard. Listen, I love your journey. That's fantastic. I've got 2 more questions. Would you like to one day be invited to go around schools and talk about your book? Have you thought about doing that?
I don't mind. That sounds fun. That sounds really fun.
Oh,
Yeah, I don't mind doing that. Uh,
yeah.
it's something different, completely different. I wouldn't even know what to wear. Do I wear a suit there or something, or do I just come as casual? Who knows? But no, really, it would be a really great opportunity to do that.
Okay, leave it with me. I work in a school, all right, in a secondary school, and I have to say, and I've said that many times, I feel like, I don't know if you agree, but I feel like black boys need more inspiration. We need more people that look like them to see, oh, he's there doing it, I can do it too. So we need more representation, if that makes sense, because in their minds, mm, for them, maybe 90% of authors are white, and they're like, oh, what's the point? Like a lot of black boys, they don't really read. Do you agree with that?
Um, I would say so. No, no, not many boys in general tend to read fantasy books or any type of books. I would say black, white, Asian. Even my friends and me, we didn't really read the whole time. It's not really pushed upon, well, young boys and men and stuff to read more than anything else. It's not something that's advantageous to them, shall I say. But obviously, as you grow older, you try to find your own path. And if this helps anyone else want to write and everything, well, I wouldn't know what to say to inspire them other than just put pen to paper or just read a book. I would recommend any of the big books to read. You get addicted to it, you get into it, and you just start going through it. I also recommend beyond just fantasy book. I'll recommend any book, finance books, religious books, anything that you can sink your teeth into and actually grow as a person mentally. I would say go for it. And the best way to actually grow yourself mentally is to read, like physically read. You can go on YouTube and everything, but trust me, ain't nothing like reading.
Not the same. Do you look up to any authors out there? Is there any other authors that you look up to?
Oh, obviously the obvious ones.
Yes.
We've got J.K. Rowling. We've got George R. R. Martin. We've got, man, put me on the spot here. We've got pretty much all the generic authors. We've got Kentaro Miura, who's the author of Berserk. I'm wearing the shirt right now. Obviously, he passed away last year, unfortunately.
Oh.
But he was a absolutely huge inspiration to me to actually do this story. Because obviously, I'm also weirdly into like philosophy, like Friedrich Nietzsche and everything involved in there. And to see an author like Kentaro Miura to do a story like Berserk, which involves a lot of psychology and philosophy, and then to put into an entertaining way, it's very rare, very hard to find.
Yes.
And since he did that, I thought maybe I can.
And would you like? I'm sure you'd like people to see future authors to be like, oh, Osborne inspires me. I'm sure you already feel like an inspiration a little bit, right? I feel like you're an inspiration for me.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't realize. I just do my thing and hope that people are interested. And if they're inspired by it, that's more the better. I like competition, so please write a book, compete with me. Or I want to see your book next to mine in Walmart or Amazon, anything, trying to outsell me or trying to get onto interviews and everything. It actually inspires me when other people are going for their dreams mostly, not just writing, just in general. When people are going for their dreams, it inspires me quite a lot because I can always respect someone who does that because I know how hard it is to go for a dream in this day and age.
Yes. You're totally right. I want to say a big thank you for your time. I mean, you don't know me, but the way you accepted to come on my podcast, it means a lot to me. It really means so much to know that you wanted to come on my podcast and also to talk about your wonderful book and inspire other people. You might not feel like an inspiration, but I do feel like you are. Going out there, you do your own thing, you know, you have the support and you have the belief. And that's why we need more people like you, humble, very nice. I believe all what you want to do is going to happen. I believe your series is going to make it big. We're talking Hollywood. We're talking Nollywood. I don't care what we're talking about. Disney. It's gonna be massive. It's gonna be great. All right. So my last question for you would be: what would you advise young people wanna create games or write a book? What would your first advice be for them?
First advice. If you want to create a game or write books or just do anything outside of the norm, I would say you're gonna have quite a lot of bad days. You're gonna have quite a lot of moments where where you realize not many people are really on your side or they don't really see your vision. You're gonna have a lot of times where you're just not motivated to do anything or just that interested in what you want to do. All I can say is like you just have to be obsessed in that moment because you have to be like your own biggest fan because not many people like which is true though, because even me when I look at someone else and I see them just doing something in the background, I won't be that much interested in it until I can see some progress in it. And then I'm like, wow, this person is really serious about it. So the support system you have at first it will be you.
Yeah.
So you have to keep yourself as motivated as obsessed as possible when actually pushing for this, because it's gonna be long. It's gonna be so long. Like you're gonna have moments where you go, "What the hell am I doing? Like, should I just stop? Should I just go home? Like, should I just go to a normal job and stop writing, or stop doing games, or stop doing this, or YouTube, or whatever it is that you're doing?" But at some moment, you just look in the mirror and just tell yourself the truth. You tell yourself that you are your biggest fan, and you have to just keep going. You have to just keep pushing until something breaks, until something happens.
Okay, I love it. Keep going. Perseverance, yes? And especially the belief in yourself. It's true. If you don't believe in yourself, who will? You're totally right. A last little favor. Is there any way you can send me a poster of that book so that I can put it on the walls of my school? Is there any way you can send me one, or can send me the image and I can print it myself?
I can send you the image. Yeah,
Yeah.
that'll be no problem. I'll just
Thank
send
you
it
so
to you
much.
through
I'll send you
Instagram.
my email. Thank you.
No
That
problem.
means a lot. Thank you so much again, yeah. And I hope we're gonna keep in touch anyway. Remember, I really would like you to come in my school, talk about your book, to inspire young people out there, and not just young people, but everyone anyway. So I want to say a big thank you to you. I hope you have a lovely evening, and thank you so much for your time again.
Thank you for the invite. I can't wait to tour schools.
Yeah,
That'll be great.
more to come, more things to come. Yeah, have a lovely evening, Osborne. Thank you so
You
much.
too. Thank you.